Hello, Psychic Andrew Warnes. A few months and months and months ago, my very good friend and holistic practitioner, I guess we call it, wellness practitioner, Veronica Mander, who's with me today, and I were driving along, and we had at one stage quite a heated discussion about the new wave of women and their their choices that they're making about getting jobs and having their own careers and all that sort of stuff, and that was weighed off about against the weighed off against their children, or is that the word to say? Not weighed off against. It's more to do of the wellness of their children as opposed to the whole thing. And it turns out this is a society.
Apply to the superwoman.
Yes. The word I came up with some time ago was the superwoman. Now, from a psychic perspective, I have people coming to see me all the time, and I see these women all the time. They're very, very good at what they do. They have this fantastic work ethic. They may have a couple of children. They often have a partner, and they go off to work each day. They climb in corporate ladders, or running their own business, or just going off to do a job. And as I said, they do fantastic things. And as a part of their lives, though, are just so hectic. So what happens is they're the superwoman at work. They come home from work, and guess what? That doesn't switch off. They're still a superwoman at home. They've got shopping to do, they've got washing to do, they've got kids to take up to sport on the weekend, they've got the whole kit and caboodle. And yes, the partner, the husband, if they have one, is there. But they kind of slipped up this continuum, I guess you call it, of the male-female continuum, to be that fairly egoic sort of person. And that's sort of, they have to get up and go, and that's fantastic. But it has a cost. And this is where Veronica came in, because I wanted to have a discussion with her about, well, what we can do about this. Now, as I said, Veronica is a very seasoned, probably, a practitioner, natural remedies practitioner. I've been to her, she's fixed me, I've seen her fix a heap of other people, I send people to her. So I'm going to put it over to Veronica now about this problem.
Well, it's become something that is it's the way our culture exists in this day and age. And yes, Andrew, you see women who come to you often for guidance.
They do.
Yeah, they come for guidance and often looking for solutions. What I frequently see in practice is women coming in with themselves being quite burnt out and very tired. And this is starting at a younger age. Once upon a time, this level of fatigue you would see in middle-aged women. I'm talking about 45 upwards. 55 and so forth. Whereas I'm seeing this now with very, very young women in their 30s, where they're just already quite exhausted. And the idea of getting married and setting up, buying a house and having this insane mortgage, and then private schooling for children, and everything else, having all the bells and whistles, all the cars and the caravan and the holidays and so on and so forth. It all has quite an enormous cost, individually, but also that it has a flow-on effect to the whole society. And the discussion or the argument started with Andrew, posing the question that women have a right, equal rights and a right to work. I did agree with him, and being a woman myself, I just said to him, that's fine, but someone has to pay the cost.
Yes,
of
yes,
that.
that was the exact words. They were the exact words.
That's where the heated debate started, and I see it in the children. And as much as we seem to have evolved, we haven't really, because the fundamentals in all relationships and in communities, which really don't exist in our culture and need to, but the foundations of all relationships really comes down to what your values are, and time with family. And this is where our discussion started. So I do see a lot of women in clinic, but also children. Often women bring their children in very frustrated because their children are always sick. I'm seeing stress and anxiety, high anxiety in children as young as 4 and 5. And then there's an overload frustration that the child experiences because the parents are frustrated because they can't go to daycare, and mum has to work, or dad has
Someone
to work.
has to look after
Someone
that child.
has to look after the child. And it's usually the mum is the one who has to make those sacrifices and use up her annual leave, and use up her sick leave to take care of some children. This has a flow-on effect. It really does. And I do sense there's a lot of frustration around that. I'm not saying that women shouldn't work. All I'm saying is that I don't know that that's on the radar when you sign up for.
Yeah, we do sign up, don't
Yeah,
we?
you do. We all do. And we've all been there. I've been there. And you just somehow end up in this.
What happened there? I've got 3 children. What happened?
And so what happens is you end up in this daily grind, and usually it's the mum who her self-care is neglected, or she lets that go for various reasons, often time, but also financially. And then, you know, quick dinners at night, a lot of processed food. It's not sustainable long term. And I think that what your child will remember growing up as an adult is how much time you spent with them, not what you gave them. And that's a fundamental
It's not the telephone,
thing.
it's not the toys, it's not the material things.
Yeah, and you know, there's always this competitiveness, this, you know, we have to have what our neighbours have, and living in this society that we live in. And I just feel that the current state of the intense busyness that we have, the accelerated living, it's not sustainable. That's really the bottom line. And so that led to discussion around how can you change that? What can you do? And I said to Andrew, well, I feel that the best places to start is to look at go back to what your values are and that of your husband or partner, and look at, are you living the life you want? And if so, then how can you support yourself and your child? And then that has to come from the fundamentals, being nutrition, and it has to come from what are you going to, you can't, you just, no way you can keep all the balls in the air. It's just not possible. The woman doesn't fail if she can't keep them all there, and that's the other side of the fence, because I see many women who just feel like they're a failure, or they feel guilty because, you know, they're needed here, they can't give 100% to work, and they can't give 100% to their families, and then, you know, they want time with their husband, or the husband wants time with them, and they just can't find time for that. They can't even find time for themselves. So they're sort of like, they're spread really thin, not doing anything well in how they see it. And that has
in
a
actual fact,
effect.
they're doing everything well. That's the crazy thing, isn't it?
It is. So, you know, it just comes down to being conscious and mindful, having that mindfulness about the choices that you've made. And if they're not suitable, then sit down and look at how you can make some changes. There's always possibilities. There's always options and solutions. They're always there. It's just stepping out of that daily grind, sitting down and seriously just looking at the whole picture. And is this really what you want? And at the end of the day, it comes down to whatever outcome your family's lifestyle is, that you've made that choice consciously rather than ended up there by default, which often is what's the cause of frustration.
So, are there any, I don't like the pill quick fix things, but you know, from a really practical sense, is there anything they can do?
Yeah, look, there is, and it's good to see a wellness. Someone that has, I have a special interest in nutrition, and particularly in clinic, sometimes the simplest or the most difficult scenario can just be addressed through some nutritional choices, whether it's through food and or supplements. Most 99.9% of us are nutritionally deficient, and stress and healthy and busy lifestyles contribute to that enormously. So and it's underestimated, you know, a bit of zinc and vitamin C, and it just does become very important. If I see,
And they're both cheap.
if I see someone in clinic, then it is a matter of I always address nutritional deficiencies, but then because of years of practice, I can generally see what's required.
Fine tune it.
Well, yes. Sometimes you might try some zinc and C and feel no different, which means that you're not deficient in those areas. There's probably something else that needs addressing. So it may not necessarily be that those supplements are not working. In other words, you know, you take your car to a car specialist for its service, find someone that you can work with and that wants to work with you and your family and your children's health to guide you, so that you're not wasting your time, because having sick children is time wasting.
It is.
It's very frustrating. And that you also aren't wasting your money, because it becomes quite a minefield out there trying to figure out not only what supplement to take, but what you think you need. And of course, every supplement claims to do everything. So it becomes very, very confusing. And it really just comes down to those values and those priorities and what's important to you. There is no way you can drive anything without health.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the bottom line.
And you were saying just off camera what you used to do with your two boys at school when I was going to school.
So I was a single mum for a while, so I had to significantly adjust. I had to drive, well, there was no way I could juggle all my balls, so I had to just let everything go. So a lot of the extra outside school activities had to stop because I couldn't financially support that on my own. And we had to go from a private school to a state school system, which was fine. There was nothing wrong with that. But then what I also did, I used to give the boys, particularly in primary school, every term I gave them a day off school. I gifted that to them. So it was just one child and myself. And I gave that child the option to choose. They could choose whatever they wanted to do that day. And I did that with them. That was the way that I could give one-on-one time, because I also needed to work. So it was a way I could give one-on-one time, and it also just counterbalanced some of that sibling jealousy.
There's plenty of that.
It does, because there are some children that require more of you than another child, and now they're both adults, and you know these are the memories that they remember.
Yeah, I had someone come to see me a few weeks ago. A woman came late in the afternoon, and I said to her, you know, how's your day been? She said, wonderful. She said, I think it's 3 movies or 4 movies. Her daughter was home from school. and they watched Netflix movies all afternoon. Then she came to see me, and I went, it's a bit decadent. And apparently the daughter was still in the pyjamas, so I thought, who am I to judge? You know, and that is the sort of thing we're talking about, I think.
Yeah, look, you know, one of the things... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One of the things that I used to do while I was still a single parent was we used to have 3-4 times a week what we call picnic dinner, and I put a rug down on the floor in our lounge room. And back in the day, when you went to the video library and you were able to hire out a video, which was also an outing in itself, and also a treasured memory.
3/4 of an hour looking for the video.
It was so much fun. It was like going, letting
I
loose.
always found it really frustrating, but anyway.
Well, kids don't.
Yeah.
You know, well, back then they didn't. It was always an outing, and they got a great deal of pleasure out of it. And so we'd do a picnic dinner, and we'd sit down. It was all finger food, and it was when I allowed my children, we had no cutlery.
Yeah.
We could just eat with our hands. Yeah, it was all finger foods.
Yeah.
And it was just...
Those little things, that's all you need, folks.
Yeah,
That's right.
And finding time for the whole family to be together, I think is important.
Yeah.
So again, it comes down to what's important to you.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. That will give you a few tips, won't it? So, until next time, thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, Andrew.
And we'll see you again soon.